How's it going, YouTube? This is Wi-Fi Memory here today. Today I am bringing you guys this very fun Lilligant Torkoal team, and we're getting things started off right off the bat. This is Hisui and Lilligant, super powerful guy, or I should say lady. With the after you're able to go and let Torkoal go first. Everyone knows all this. We're facing down a Grimmsnarl and Heatran, turn number 1. Now, I have a Torkoal, and you know, I'm rocking out with that Earth Power. Why do I not click this? Well, let's find out. Do we just one-shot this Heatran, or is this Grimmsnarl going to set up a light screen and then ruin our day? I mean, we'll probably barely miss out the KO on this Heatran. Or maybe it's just bulky enough. We'll find out. Thunder Wave coming out. Okay, come on. Can we get this after you before the Heatran? We cannot move because we are paralyzed. Good move on the as now they're going from Magnastorm onto the Lilligant, ignoring the Torkoal, might I add. You ignore the Torkoal to then let Torkoal just pop off a massive Earth Power against you, my friend. And we just one-shot beautifully. Grimmsnarl or Heatran goes down, and that's how we start this video. This is how we start things now. Beautiful, great start for Torkoal Lilligant. Even though Lilligant could not pull through for us, we were still able to do some massive damage. In this situation, we still have Lilligant alive. We can try and go for the after you Eruption play. Do I put everything into that play though? I don't think so. I don't think it's worth the risk, right? Because Lilligant can definitely get fully paralyzed at this situation. I think what we do is go for Solar Blade, try and hit the Landorus if we can. Actually, I'm going to try and hit the Grimmsnarl, and then I'm going to throw my own Landorus out here. So go ahead, get a nice and powerful Intimidate. Maybe save that Torkoal, because Torkoal could be very useful for later. I don't want to be taking a EQ, an unnecessary EQ. So go ahead, popping off this Intimidate is going to be nice. He won't be able to Thunder Wave a Landorus as well, so that's also a plus. As he's setting up the Reflect and knocking out our Lilligant. Interesting play. You still ignored the Torkoal slot, so what if I click that huge and powerful Eruption there, dude, my friend? That would not be very good for you. Just saying. But we're going to go into the Dragonite. Dragonite, we can honestly go Tera Normal to just not worry about the Grimmsnarl. Tera Normal plus Dragon Dance. And then we can go ahead. By doing that, I won't be able to go for EQ with our Landorus, or we'll be hitting our partner Dragonite. But that's absolutely okay, as we can just drop off a nice and powerful Rock Slide here. I think just go ahead, try and get this Dragonite set up is going to be huge for our in-game. Honestly, because we can start throwing EQs out with this Dragonite, and it's going to be +1 boosted, and we're not hitting our partner Pokemon, which is fantastic. Thunder Wave comes on out, paralyzing our Dragonite. That's never a good thing, but good thing for me, right? I actually have a Lumberry, which won't save me for the next turn, unfortunately, because I mean he'll still be alive. I mean, this Rock Slide's not going to be picking up no KO or nothing. Even if I get a critical hit, it's not going to save me. Urshifu Dark, though, is making an appearance. Very interesting. We definitely could go extreme speed here. Let's see how much our Rock Slide does. Not much. But we have the extreme speed. Super powerful, right? We can click that. Who's threatening us right now? It's definitely that Urshifu. Go. And honestly, I don't have a problem. Go ahead. Well, if it's Urshifu Water, we can go into Torkoal. In this exact situation, if we go into Torkoal, what's it going to do? Honestly, it doesn't punish us too much. We can go into Torkoal, save the Landers for the back. I mean, and this extreme speed is going to be really, really nice here. Like, if you decide to paralyze our... Yeah, that's good damage. I mean, under the circumstances and everything. Yeah, I was about to say, if you decide to paralyze our Torkoal, it's not the end of the world. And we're eating a Trailblaze in this situation. So that's awesome. How many more turns of Reflect is there? 2 to 5 turns of Reflect. Okay. So... I think we go for extreme speed one more time. And we can expect maybe a Thunder Wave. That's okay. We can honestly expect him maybe trying to set up a light screen in this situation as well. I think Torkoal is going to be fine, but I'm going to go Heat Wave. Extreme speed will come out. I think this combination in itself will finish off the Urshifu as long as we hit our Heat Wave. Thunder Wave finally connects. They get our Dragonite. And do we land the Heat Wave? Wicked Blow. So you ignore the Torkoal. And unfortunately, because you ignored the Torkoal, he misses the Grimmsnarl. How unfortunate is that? But we are able to get rid of the Grimmsnarl, which is fantastic. The sun has faded though, so we might be debating on getting Torkoal out of here so we can set up the sun for a second round of sun. Maybe even get Dragonite a chance to get out of here too, or I think in this situation the best move is just to get some damage onto the Grimmsnarl and switch out to our Landorus. It looks like our end game's gonna be Landorus and Torkoal, so I definitely want to get that sun back up because having that nice and powerful Eruption is just going to be nice for everything. We're intimidating this Grimmsnarl to the point where if he's got an attack, he's not going to be doing that much damage at all. Extreme speed, he's just annoying. This is just an annoying Grimmsnarl. He actually goes for EQ, hitting his own partner Grimmsnarl. He does knock out our Dragonite, but you know, thanks for the free damage. Thank you very much. I'll take it. As he goes for Spirit Break, like I said though, this ain't going to be doing nothing. Alright, fantastic. Now we're down to our final two. A very, very healthy Torkoal and a very, very healthy Landorus against their Landorus and Grimmsnarl. I think the best play for them is what? To go for EQ? To try and stop the Torkoal? I think for us, then means that we need to try and stop that Grimmsnarl. So protect the Torkoal, go for our own EQ. Let me double check and make sure I push the protect, yeah. And then it becomes a Landorus versus Landorus situation. He does have the power to terrestrialize, okay. Honestly, this could help us out though. Water, fantastic. That means our EQ now will be hitting him. And I mean, we just, what, intimidated? So yeah, well, I think we're okay. I think we're okay. Because with the water too, is weakened because of a sun. So we should be fine. Tera water should not knock us out here in this situation because we are in the sun. Yeah, that does baby damage, if anything. Fantastic. Let's get this nice and powerful EQ off. And plus, Landorus, what, is a physical attacker? We missed a Grimmsnarl. So Torkoal should stay alive. Because of Landorus being a physical attacker, if he's going for Tera Water against the Torkoal. Let's go Rock Slide. And see what happens. We're going to Heat Wave with the Torkoal over Eruption just because if they double into the Torkoal slot. This Grimmsnarl, my man, he's not getting very lucky with his targeting, I guess. I don't know right there. Still doing no damage to our Landorus. Now we're able to fire off a nice and powerful Rock Slide. We miss both Pokemon. But we double hit the Heat Wave. doing more damage. We're slowly whittling down the situation. We are in a good spot at this point. He's forced to start hitting those double attacks. And when you do, you're going to be opened up to our double attack. Tera Blast coming out. Who are you targeting, Chief? You're still going after the Landorus, as Landorus lives on 12 HP. This is game. Fantastic. Great first game. Couldn't ask for a better result. Let's go. Let's hop into game number 2 and see what happens. Alright, so we're going up against Paper Mario, Tornadus, Urshifu, Scizor, Delphox, Gyarados, and Sandy Shocks. What's going on here? Definitely leads. Looking at this, I like the Torkoal Lilligant lead in a way, right? It stops so much. And really and truthfully, just the power of just Torkoal Lilligant too is really nice. We're able to stop that Gyarados because of the sun. Yeah, we're looking really good. In the back, let me double check, make sure I have Shadow Ball on you. I do not actually. Okay, so that's a little bit awkward. I do still think we bring Flutter Mane just because it's a Flutter Mane and it's gonna hit super hard. But now we gotta figure out something maybe for that Delphox. Honestly, Landorus looks pretty good. Those Intimidates are gonna be really, really nice against our opponent as well. If he brings the Sandy Shocks, Landorus is gonna be really, really nice just to have. So I'm okay with Landorus here in this situation. Let's see what happens. Let's see what Paper Mario can bring to the table. Let's see if Paper Mario's got what it takes to be a Pokemon master. He starts off with Gyarados and Delphox against our Torkoal Lilligant. Okay, like I said, this is not a bad situation for our Torkoal. Because of the sun, it neutralizes the Gyarados' water attacks to where it just don't do that much damage. It just don't do the damage. So we got to stop. I mean, yeah, we don't want that Gyarados to set up though on us. That's a thing to think about. But in this situation, as weird as it sounds, we're going to go for the Tera Fire Eruption against two Pokemon that this is not very effective against, but I can guarantee you that we can do over half to at least the Gyarados. Over half. Which, how much value is that? That's huge value, especially starting out. Knowing what we have in the back, that being the Flutter Mane, can just come in and clean up the situation if we can get them down to half. Torkoal is just such a great partner in this situation with Lilligant as a lead, because Flutter Mane's in the back ready to just say, okay, let me cough on you real quick and I'll knock you out. Torkoal goes for the Eruption. Like I said, half on the Gyarados at least. What I tell you, look at half on the Delphox as well. And they go for Hypnosis, but Torkoal avoids the attack, which is fantastic actually. What did you get? Blunder Policy. Wow, so you actually got a speed boost as the Gyarados as well. Got a speed boost thanks to Dragon Dance. Like I said, I don't want that Gyarados to be setting up on us. But in this situation, unless you have a Tera, which you have already the typing that you need, we still just chunked you with half HP. So really and truthfully, you cannot Tera your way out of this. And Lilligant in the sun is super, super quick. It would not surprise me out here right now. What are you tearing into? Because, I mean, honestly, we'd probably be outspeeding you still, especially that Delphox. Fairy. Very interesting. Fairy attacks are resisted against fire, just so you know. Fire resists Fairy. So yeah, that didn't do that much damage. Stole my Focus Sash, but that shouldn't matter. We get an after you. We should knock out the Gyarados. We should. This should just knock out the Gyarados here. And then the Delphox should be going down as well. Fantastic. I'm okay with Lilligant taking as much damage as possible. I mean, heck, if it was down to 1 HP, that's still fine. Lilligant's still doing its job of going for after you to allowing Torkoal to go first. As long as Lilligant's alive, Torkoal can go first. You see how much damage we can pull off. Hisui and Lilligant don't play no games, I'll tell you that right now. Alright, so we got the Scizor and Sandy Shocks. Okay. This ain't half bad though. Like, yeah, they get a photosynthesis boost and their speed was heightened. That's still not half bad. We still try and go for this play. We still see what we can do here. I mean, in worst case scenario, what, they Bullet Punch our Lilligant, and then they go for a Thunderbolt or Earth Power. Probably an Earth Power into our Torkoal. You still can't tell me Torkoal didn't do that much. That didn't do good work, right? So there's the Bullet Punch into the Lilligant. Like I said, I could definitely be reading all this, but I don't think I have to. Earth Power. Torkoal goes down. Like I said, don't have to. Because we have such a good board position, I believe, in the back that we're fine. I do believe this. Being able to intimidate the Scizor to a point where it just is not that threatening is fantastic. Fluttermane coming into the back. Now we gotta decide what do we want to lock ourselves into. Who is the bigger threat here? And I can tell you right now, that Scizor is not a problem anymore. We go Rock Slide. That's just a nice neutral attack. We could go EQ, but I'm afraid that we would hit our Fluttermane. So Rock Slide. Honestly, Icy Wind. Choice specs. Unless Moonblast. Moonblast would be stronger. Yeah, let's just lock into Moonblast. As he goes for Protect. Okay, that's not too bad. We can land our Rock Slide. Actually, he goes Bullet Punch. And what? Even after the Intimidate? Yo, that's actually unfortunate. That is actually very much unfortunate. But not the end of the world. Weirdly enough, we get a critical hit on the Scizor. Weirdly enough, not the end of the world, because now I'm free to go for my stab Earthquake. And that Sandy Shocks is not going to like it. And that Scizor really won't like it either. Like, Landorus probably tracks this back anyway. Look how much this does. I mean, that kind of hurt. I'm not going to lie. Gravity. Why? Why you go for Gravity? Oh, I know why. So next turn he can Earth Power us. But, look at that. Lender says, I don't care about your Gravity. I don't care about this. I'm just going to hit you with my EQ and I'm just going to win. Paper Mario, good game. Let's jump on over to the next battle. Alright, our third and final opponent for this episode, we're going up against Angel. Marking on with Grimmsnarl, Gardenackle, Golden Go, Normal Goodra, interesting to see, Garchomp, and Rotom Wash. Okay, you know what? That's all fine and dandy. Let's just win. That's gonna be the fun part. Let's just win. For leads, I believe the best lead in this situation would probably be the Fluttermane. We lead Fluttermane against the Goodra and the Garchomp. It does so much work, and Grimmsnarl is most likely going to be a lead. Thing is, Golden Go could be a lead as well. But if we do Lilligant Torkoal, that really stops the Golden Go play. And then in the back, I wouldn't mind. I would not mind having the Amoonguss. Amoonguss being able to just come in, switch in, sponge attack, and switch on out would be fantastic. And, I mean, really and truthfully, Dragonite don't look half bad either. Especially if we get rid of the Grimmsnarl early, Dragonite does not look half bad. So let's see what we can do. Dragonite's really kind of a nice anti-Grimmsnarl pick anyway. It's not really anti, but having the Lumberry stops that status for a turn, which basically says, hey, Grimmsnarl, you wasted a turn while we're proceeding our turns. Always important to always be one or two turns ahead of your opponent. Anyway, here we are. Rotom, not really we're not really doing much because of the sun on the field. We get our Protosynthesis boost. We're going to Tera, Fairy. And we're just going to Dazzling Gleam this. This is fantastic. I'm just going to throw a Heat Wave out there. Just basically on the fact that they could still Hydro Pump. It's still going to do like over half to our Torkoal. So it still does that. It still does quite a bit of damage. So therefore, Heat Wave is still going to be our best bet. They could miss, but it's always just best to go ahead and assume the worst. I do know Torkoal can live this Hydro Pump though in the sun, unless it's Choice Specs, which then that's a whole new problem. We probably could still live. We'd just be super weakened. Grimmsnarl setting up the light screen. We're about to throw a big barrage of attacks against you right now, buddy. Dazzling Gleam, Choice Specs, and does so much damage. Followed up by the Rotom going for Volt Switch, landing a critical hit onto our Flutter main. But we're hanging on. We're hanging on. And honestly, as long as Flutter main's alive, I don't care how much HP it's got. Goodra coming out. This is regular Goodra. And it's nice and shiny. Nice and shiny. So you know what? Props for that. Goodra dodges the Heat Wave, but Grimmsnarl felt the full force and fell down. Fantastic stuff starting out. Gardenackle coming out. We do have to deal with the light screen, but you know what? We're okay with that. Let's just go for another Dazzling Gleam. And Torkoal's still sitting at full HP. I don't mind going though for the Earth Power, just so that way we're checking this a little bit better. Gardenackle, are you the one terroring? No, it's the Goodra. Go ahead, terrestrialize it into a water type. In the sun, I don't worry about the water type matchup as much as I probably should. But yeah, we got the Flutter main going for the huge Dazzling Gleams. Not doing as much damage as I was hoping for. Not doing that much damage. Goes and decides to go for the Thunderbolt. Very interesting call. Torkoal has become salted, but we got the Earth Power and did decent damage. It did baby damage at best. We probably could have been better off going for a Heat Wave. But now we're getting Salt Cured. Okay, so we have a few decisions that we need to make. I think what we do is definitely sack the Flutter main, but we might want to keep the Torkoal alive. So why not switch into the Amoonguss? And Amoonguss definitely threatens both the Goodra and the Gardenackle here in this situation. They don't know that I don't have a Grass attack, is what I'm basically saying. If this was open team sheet, this would be a different play. I could still go into the Amoonguss, but they would just... They would know. Yeah, he can't threaten us, so we're good. But this ain't open team sheet, so they don't know if I have Giga Drain or not. And I don't. But they don't know that, so I always have to play with that mindset sometimes. Gardenackle went for Wyguard, and Goodra going for Thunderbolt. This is a bad turn for Flutter main, guys. Bad turn for Flutter main, but Flutter main goes down. But we're okay. We're not hurting. We're not hurting. Because if I recall correctly, what was that Grimmsnarl set up at the very beginning of the game? Pretty sure it was Light Screen. So that means Dragonite is free to do whatever he pleases to do here in this situation. And, if I'm Dragonite, I'm pleased to go for a nice and powerful Dragon Dance. Amoonguss, go ahead and put that Goodra asleep, please. And let's go ahead and set up, and let's see if we can land some nice and powerful outrages, because that is what we want. Flamethrower coming out in the sun boosted too. Wow. Gardenackle goes for recovery. Not really stopping our Dragonite at all. Our Dragonite is looking nice. Sap Sipper on the Goodra. Hold everything. I forgot all about that. Ooh, okay. I'm not gonna lie. I forgot all about that. We got that nice and powerful Outrage. Let's just go for it. At this point, Rage Powder. We'll see how much damage we can do. We're a +1 Dragonite. Adamant Dragonite. This Outrage is not going to be feeling good, and the Gardenackle is the first to receive the first hit. Does quite a bit of damage as Amoonguss takes the Flamethrower and goes down. A little bit unfortunate there. Gardenackle is now free to attack as it goes for the Salt Cure. And now the Dragonite has been salted. That is not fantastic. Not fantastic at all. But hey, at least we got a big chunk on that Gardenackle. That's important. It's going to come down to the wire. Torkoal, come on out, buddy. I need your assistance. I need the sun back up to weaken this Goodra's water moves. I don't want him to just be able to throw off any water move all willy-nilly. For the Torkoal, at this point, Heat Wave. Alright, let's see. Dragonite. Ooh, okay, so Gardenackle goes for the Protect. Go into the Goodra slot, please, with your Outrage. No, you went to the Gardenackle. Darn. Now that means Dragonite is confused. We eat our Lumberry. Hence why we have the Lumberry on this anyway. I mean, that way we're not confused. Dragon Pulse coming out. And that just clean shots our Dragonite. Hold the phone. Torkoal. Torkoal. Buddy. Buddy. Can you win this? Is there any way? Right? I mean, is there anything we can do to win? Let's see. As much as I want to trust that I can go for Eruption or Heat Wave to knock out Gardenackle, I just know that's not the case. We have to go Earth Power here. Hydro Pump coming out. Oh, this is ugly. This is an ugly game 3. We could definitely clean that up. Oh man. Okay, that was definitely not the way I want to finish this video, but good game, Angel. Very, very fun. I mean, you play correctly.